Welcome into another video here on the channel where you're breaking down college football week 2 big time matchups, and we're starting with the biggest game of the weekend, the big noon Fox kickoff between number 3 Texas at that's the big caveat there, at number 10 Michigan in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Texas minus 7.5. I mean, Texas got off a monster win against Colorado State. They were about 34 to 38 point favorite, somewhere in that range. And they won by 52 to nothing. Michigan was 20-point favorites against Fresno State. They won 20-3. This game is very interesting to me. I am very, very excited to watch this game. Line 7.5. If you're betting this game, you can't bet Texas. I know there's a lot of people. It's going to be a very public side Texas. But in my opinion, you just can't bet Texas. This line was 3.5 last week. 3.5. And now, after an exaggeration against these Power 5 schools that are top, versing Group of 5 schools, move this line 4 points. That doesn't happen. That's not real. That doesn't happen in football. If you like Texas, you missed it. You're now betting the worst number in the market, and I think there's a very likely possibility this falls 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here with Texas beating them. The total keeps coming down. It was 46. I think it started at 48. Now it's 42.5. It went to 44. Now it's 42.5. That makes me like Michigan even more. This is going to be a defensive game. I think everyone's just going to expect, oh, Texas offenses look so good. They're just going to blow Michigan out of the water. And Michigan's offense looked like crap. They don't have a quarterback, which is true. They don't have a quarterback that fits their system at the moment. They're struggling in that aspect of the game. But this defense is still elite. You could argue this is the best defense in the country. At least it's top 5. That could give Texas problems. Now, Sarkisian is a very good coach, very good offensive mind. He can maybe game plan around it. But this is in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor is going to be rocking. This is going to be a very, very tough place to go in and play at. And to lay a touchdown and a half of a point, a touchdown and a half point, is a lot in a 42.5 game against a good defense on the road. That is not an easy thing to do. And I know it's an ugly play to take Michigan, but I think it's the only play. You're getting 4 points of value. It's a known thing where like the look ahead spot, and then based off the people how they play the week prior, then there's an overreaction and the line moves. And a lot of people probably still have Texas and Michigan power rated the same way, 3.5. Like that might be what around their power rating is, 3.5. And now it's 7.5. It's a really weird number, a really weird spot to me. I don't think anyone in the public is going to take the points with Michigan just because of the eye test, right? And I think a lot of times I've done that in the past, but I'm taking Michigan here to cover this plus 7.5. I get it, the offense looks ugly, but the defense is really good. You got Will Johnson, the cornerback, who's arguably one of the best cornerback prospects I've seen, and then you got Mason Graham in the middle on the defensive line. That's an absolute monster. Now, matchup-wise, it's a little scary for Michigan. I don't love the matchup-wise for Michigan because Texas does have a good offensive line that could potentially block this really good Michigan D-line. And then they have the wide receivers and the outside threats to spread Michigan out, which I think Michigan's, if you're going to be Michigan, that's the way to do it. Preseason, I like Michigan plus the 3.5. I was like, this is going to be a defensive game, and Michigan's just going to somehow win it at the end. Or lose by a field goal at the end. It was going to come down to a field goal either way, and I was liking the 3.5. I didn't bet it because I want to see how teams play. I knew Michigan wasn't going to be great offensively. Now it's 7.5. I'll take the line value. Give me Michigan plus the 7.5 against the Texas Longhorns here. It's just too many points. It's just too many points. It's too much of an overreaction. I don't care what anybody says. Give me Michigan plus the 7.5. Thank you.